How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I want to talk about 3 reasons why people are stuck with their bad habits or their addictions or whatever you want to call it. When I'm talking about addictions, I don't believe in addictions per se, that there's any such thing as an addiction. I just think that it's something which is a bad habit gone wrong, where you're really focused in on one thing to the detriment of a lot of other stuff in your life, so that your life is being ruled by one thing. And I think you can take a habit down that avenue. But anyway, I'm going to talk today about 3 of the biggest reasons why people come to see me, right? To either as a personal coach, to try and sort out things with their alcohol, or just trying to improve their lives and get to the best possible version of themselves, or people that come to us for the Habits Unplugged program. The first reason, and I think the biggest reason why people come to see me, is because they really don't know what life without alcohol looks like, or life without their certain addiction, or life outside of the parameters of the way they're living their lives. They don't know what that looks like. They don't know what makes them happy. They don't have happiness in their lives. They don't know what fulfills them. There's no real big fulfillment in their lives. They don't know what they need or why they need it in a wider perspective. And as I said, this is one of the things that is the major reason why people come to me with, especially with drinking problems. My job is to help them to gain a bit of insight, right? To understand a little bit more about themselves, understand a lot more about their problem, and how to eradicate that problem, to get rid of it, not to control it or anything. I'm not a great advocate of trying to control alcohol, because it's like saying to somebody, well, you can control your cigarettes. That this might be something that you could have said to somebody 50 years ago, but it's not now. It's a poison that's going into your body. The sooner you can get rid of it out of your body and to stop it, get it out of your life, the better you're going to be, right? So I help them to understand what makes them happy, what's going to make them fulfilled, and to understand what they need and why they need it. Okay. The second reason people come to see me is because they're stuck in a rut. Okay. They know what makes them tick, basically. They have some goals, but they've got no forward momentum. They feel like they're taking 1 step forwards and 2 steps backwards, right? And sometimes they know the answer to things, but they're not acting. And that was me. This is, something that I needed. They really need to have that insight. They need to work on reframing things, on reimagining things. They need to see the barriers that are holding them back and they're stopping them from progressing, and a lot of that times this is to do with faulty expectations, faulty assumptions, faulty fears and beliefs, and these all are the things that are creating those barriers and are holding people back. Now, like I say, this was something that I had big time, a bit of sort of the both. I'll talk to you about that a bit more at the end of this video. But the third group of people are just people who don't have the right plan. They really have all the goals in place. They know what they stand for. They know what's standing in their way, but they don't have a serious plan of action. And that's my job in that case, is to try and help them to get a personalized plan of action, something which is going to help them, not a generic something, but something which will be for them. It's modifiable and it's dynamic, right? So for me, it was really between 1 and 2. I knew some of the things that I wanted to do. I sort of had some idea of a plans where I wanted to go, but I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go. I had no specifics. I had a lot of stuff like, I want to be healthier, I want to have money, I want to lose weight, but I had nothing specific in my life. I want to lose X amount of weight, I want to have this much money in the bank, I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z in my career, I want to be able to learn X, Y, and Z as an education. So for me, it was like I was in this black hole where you've heard the old saying where if you have a person who's only got a hammer in their toolbox, everything around them seems to be a nail. So that's the way I was. All the problems in my life were being solved or trying to be solved through alcohol. I was relaxing through alcohol, I was celebrating through alcohol, socializing through alcohol, all of these things. And the more and more I did, the more I drank, the more my life got sucked into it. And that's where the black hole analogy comes from. So I wanted to move in in new directions to be a new person, but I hadn't got a clue where I was going to go or how I was going to get there or what I was going to do when I got there, what that would look like when I got there. So the only thing that I could do was to start out where I was, and I learned a lot of new skills. I learned a lot of new ways of dealing with myself and my life. I learned so many ways of dealing with my emotions. Mostly I learned how to deal with my thoughts and to change those thoughts and to reframe them, to change them from, to have a look at the world from a different perspective. I think once you get outside of alcohol and you stop drinking for a while, you start to see things from a completely different perspective, and that's what I did. But I really started educating myself. It was unreal the amount of information that is out there, but it's unreal the amount of disinformation that's out there as well that is just not going to help you. So trial and error is a lot to do with how I've grown as well. So that's just a part of it. So anyway, look, if you want my help to stop drinking alcohol, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we've got a program called the Habits Unplugged. It's a program which takes you through our preparation phase, transition and transformation. It takes you all the way through preparing to stop drinking alcohol, actually going through and stopping drinking alcohol, and then changing yourself, changing your mind more than anything else, so that you never want to go back again. And it'll cost you $1 to get in for a 7-day trial. Click on the link down below if you want to do that, and I'll see you again soon. Take care of yourself, have a great week, onwards and upwards. Bye now.